Check, check.
Alright, I can hear you.
We've got DSA with a new cut and a new book.
Yeah.
Back in the stew.
I was thinking, for your feedback when you're giving me direction and monitoring my performance, what I was thinking for this one is, this is the kind of book where kids have been looking at illustrated books, and this may be like their first chapter book. So it's written on a real simple level, you know,
Sure.
without being that caricature silly. But
Right.
if I start slipping and I don't sound energetic and enthusiastic, so that's kind of the note that I would want to get back is enthusiastic.
Sure, sure.
The Dinosaur in My Backyard by D.S. Arnauld. Chapter 1. I have always loved digging in the dirt. Mud, rocks, sand, it doesn't matter. I love it. Sometimes when I dig, I find things. One time I found a metal car. It was a very old toy, and I wondered who had played with it long ago. Another time I found a little glass bottle. It was empty, and Mom said it was for perfume. Once I even found a key. It was bigger than modern keys. I tried it on every lock. Sorry, I'll get a rhythm. I tried it on every lock I could find, but nothing worked. I still wonder what lock that key opens. Sometimes I just find more dirt. Mom is pretty cool about me digging in the backyard. She gave me a garden spade. That's a small shovel. That's a small shovel you use with one hand. Yes, Mom is pretty cool, but she does make me wash off with a water hose before I can come into the house. Okay. Woo!
All right, let's do some trimming.
Okay.
See how that sounds. Back at it.
Yeah. The Dinosaur in My Backyard by D.S. Arnauld.
All right, like riding a bike.
All right.
You ready?
Another thing we're going to experiment with is we're going to try this green apple myth to see if it cuts down on mouth noise.
Oh, so you take a bite and then there's less smacking and stuff?
That's the myth. So we're going to test it.
Well, color me curious.
How do you feel about the level of enthusiasm? You think you can kind of monitor me and keep me at that for the next 30 pages?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's.
Does it feel childlike enough where I'm not I'm pretending to be a 10-year-old boy. You know,
I am a man. I mean, it felt good. You have like a very, I think your voice works for it because it is like, it's friendly, it's conversational.
It's like if you went to an author reading and I'm reading it to the kids rather than pretending to be a kid. Is kind of what I'm okay.
I mean, the way you narrated Zertello, I thought felt like that. Like it's comfortable, it's easy, and that's what we want here, right?
Yeah.
I think all we're doing is we're taking that narrator and we're becoming the first person.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So I guess I'm going to just listen for my own to get myself in the zone. I'm just going to listen to the last few lines here, and then when we get to page 2, I'm ready to record. Okay, here we go.
She gave me a garden spade. That's a small shovel you use with one hand. Yes, Mom is pretty cool, but she does make me wash off with a water hose before I can come into the house. Sam, it's time for lunch, said Mom. It was a bright, warm day. The sun was shining, and it was a perfect day for digging. Not yet, Mom. I think I found something. Not yet, Mom. Not yet, Mom. I think I found something, I said. The tip of my spade had just hit something hard. I needed to dig around it to free it from the surrounding dirt. Hurry up! The lasagna's getting cold, called Mom. I kept digging. Whatever it was big. I dug to the left and found the edge. I dug forward and found another edge. All I could do now was dig down. Something amazing was down in the earth. I had to find out what it was. I guess your dad and I will just have to eat all these cookies, called my mom. I could imagine her standing at the back door, arms crossed, shaking her head. Nothing would stop me from digging up this treasure. Not even lasagna. Not even cookies.
Not even cookies.
I feel I'm really determined.
I know. I'm loving this kid's determination and enthusiasm. That's the word that we're looking for right now.
I can come into the house. Sam, It's time for lunch, said Mom. It was a bright, warm day. The sun was shining, and it was a perfect day for digging.
I guess I should be listening for smacks.
Hurry up! The lasagna's getting cold, called Mom. I kept digging.
Okay, I think there were only 2 edits on that one.
All right. Woo, woo, woo. Ba.
Page 4.
Page 4. Woo! Finally, the shape of the object became clear. It was big and knobby at one end, long and thin in the middle, and big and knobby at the other end. It was as big as my arm. Mom, Dad, I found something, I cried. It can wait until after lunch, my mom said. But this is really important, I called from deep inside my hole. What could be more important? All right, it's my first dad voice. I don't want him to be like super deep. I was just thinking maybe that kind of dad, ponderous, but kind of disconnected. Like he's kind of...
I think it's almost like you're talking right now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah.
Like, I think... Let me actually just go ahead and pause real quick and cut that, just because I don't want to lose where our dialogue stopped really quickly. But yeah, I think...
What could be more important than
I think it's...
lasagna?
I don't want to say lose the enthusiasm, but it's like dad can be... What do you think about that?
More just the regular, like we've been talking for a while. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in my regular spot.
Okay. That works.
I'm a little bit more in the diaphragm, less in the throat.
I don't
Diaphragm.
want him to be like...
From deep inside my hole.
This is going to be fascinating footage of me eating apples.
That's important. We need that. It could be the ASMR portion of our of our stuff. I'll sip my coffee really loudly in here.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting really close to the camera.
What could be more important than lasagna? Asked Dad, coming out of the house. I found a bone, I said. Wow, Dad exclaimed. Let's take a look. I handed him the large bone. It was still caked in dirt, and it looked old. What kind of animal do you think it was? I asked. I don't know, muttered Dad as he studied it. So do I transition back into the boy after the dad speaks? Like, I don't know, muttered Dad as he studied it carefully. Do you think it was a bear? I asked. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm almost like still dad voice when I'm reading the attribution.
I think
I don't know, muttered Dad as he studied it carefully.
I think I like what you're doing there, because it is first person, so all the thoughts are as the child.
What could be more important than lasagna? Asked Dad, coming out of the house.
Okay, yeah, I think I like that second one, don't you?
Yeah, I think the first person attribution has to be the kid's energy.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. I mean, that's what we're doing today, is finding the rhythm of how this first person works.
Well, I think so far it's going quite smoothly.
Important than lasagna? Asked Dad.
You'll bring that forward a touch. Just cheat that.
More important than lasagna? Asked Dad, coming out of the house. I found a bone, I said. Wow, Dad exclaimed.
I feel like I lost the energy on that whole last third of the page. I think I got into the dad voice, and I think I lost the energy of the kid. I handed him the large bone. It was still caked in dirt, and it looked old. What kind of animal do you think it was? I asked. I don't know, muttered Dad as he studied it carefully. Do you think it was a bear? I asked. I think it's too big to be a bone from a bear, Dad said. Do you think it was a camel? Maybe, although I don't know why a camel would be in our backyard. Do you think it was a monster? I asked. Better than a monster. I think it is a dinosaur bone, Dad said. Cool! I picked up my spade and started digging some more. What are you doing, Sam? I want to find the rest of it. That way you can tell what kind of dinosaur it is. Do you really think there is a whole dinosaur skeleton in our... Oh, that's Mom. Do you really think there's a whole dinosaur skeleton in our backyard? asked Mom, sounding worried. Anything is possible, answered Dad. I just kept digging because I'm so excited as the narrator that I can't read. I just kept digging because I had found the next bone. Oh my, exclaimed. I feel like I'm schizophrenic. Holy shit. I need to highlight this in different colors or something so that I can transition.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Let me get that "oh my" exclaimed my mom before we forget.
Okay. I'll just put you in near the end here. Whenever you're ready.
Oh my, exclaimed my mom. Oh my, exclaimed my mom.
You happy with that?
Well, I'll let you do your magic and see how any of that fits together. Okay.
Love that one. Okay, so let's take that "oh my" and then just grab the "exclaimed my mom."
Next bone. Oh my, exclaimed my mom.
Oh my. Maybe we try it one more time and just go a little slower. You know how moms are, like, "oh my," exclaimed my mom. Give yourself a little more time in between her and your... I know we want to, jam the exclaimed right after that.
Right.
But, let her, I think this is a good time to let it kind of soak in.
Okay, both, answered Dad. I just kept digging because I had found the next bone.
Oh my, exclaimed my mom.
That felt pretty good.
Okay.
Because I had found the next bone. Oh my, exclaimed my mom.
How's that feel?
Let me do one more to try it. I'll just go for it kind of over the top, and that way we can calibrate.
Keep her timbre up a little bit.
Okay,
Anything
here we
is
go.
possible, answered Dad.
Oh my, exclaimed my mom.
Better.
Okay.
Because I had found the next bone. Oh my, exclaimed my mom.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Page 6. And my personal favorite part.
I feel like I'm schizophrenic.
Just keep that one for the... keep that one for the end credits. Okay, one more page, and then we're on to chapter 2.
Okay.
My, exclaimed my mom.
This is going to ruin our backyard, Dad said, shaking his head. But as I handed him the Dad said, shaking his head. But as I handed him the next bone, I could see he was smiling. I can't wait to tell my class that I found a dinosaur, I said. All afternoon long, I dug in the hole. I gave each bone to my dad, and he laid them out carefully on a blue tarp. We found 7 in all. I still wanted to keep digging, even when the sun began to set. Okay, Sam, you've had a busy day, but tomorrow you have to go to school. Now come inside. Oh, that's Mom talking.
Oh! You could have fooled me. I was like, yeah, for sure.
I thought that was Dad. I'll highlight before I come back next week. That way
Yeah, it's tough to notice there. That was such a good dad delivery too.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Okay. Let me just go ahead and move all this since we stopped here.
Okay, Sam, you've had a busy day, but tomorrow you have to go to school. Now come inside. Yes, Mom. I climbed out of my hole, and Dad covered it with another tarp. He took the bones inside to keep them safe, but Mom stopped me at the back door. Where do you think you're going, young man? She said. Aw, Mom, not again, I said. Mom picked up the hose, squeezed the nozzle, and hit me with a huge stream of water. Did you have that growing up?
My mom hosing me?
Yes. Is that an East Texas thing?
I don't know. I'm trying to think about that. I was never golly.
I must have been a filthy child.
Were you digging around a lot?
Yeah, my dad would have an entire dump truck of dirt dumped in the backyard, and I would play in it all summer. So yeah, I bet I was a pretty dirty kid.
You were pretty filthy. I know, like, I was really into like water sport stuff. I know, like, I was playing like the sprinklers, so I might have been like I might have been wet. I was wet, but I don't think I was ever just like I was never like the paleontology. I don't know why. I wasn't like the sandbox kid as much either.
I must have been like Pigpen with just like dirt and filth like just radiating off of me.
So, okay, this is inspired partially by the author.
Yep.
Okay. There's one thing on page 5 that I didn't stop us on because I felt it was pretty small, and I just figured I'd mention it now. In the middle of the page, right below "What are you doing, Sam?" you just said, "I want to find the rest of it. That way you can tell what kind of dinosaur it is, rather than we." Do we care about that?
Let's go back and re-record it and see if I can match that same energy with the correct wording.
Okay. I'll go find that, and then I'll just need a few minutes to edit this up, and then we can move to chapter 2. But while you're still in the booth, let's just get that done. So, where is that?
Better than a monster. I want to find the rest of it. That way you can tell what kind of dinosaur...
Do you just want to start on that way, or I want to find the rest of it?
Let's do I want to find the rest of it.
Okay. I really liked the energy. That's also why I didn't stop you. It just felt like great delivery, so let's try and hold that.
Picked up my spade and started digging some more. What are you doing, Sam?
I want to find the rest of it. That way we can tell what kind of dinosaur it is.
Well done.
Okay. Cool.
The Dinosaur in My Backyard by D.S. Arnauld. Chapter 1. I have always loved digging...
Are we... I know, I'm still just trying to kind of get in the swing of things. So I guess this beginning part, that's like... Well, that'll be included in the chapter 1 thing, right? That's not like an intro or something that's separate. That'd probably be like... That's totally separate?
Yeah.
So are we going to want a new little, like, excavating, super quick, 5-second something there?
Music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an idea of... I really like kind of the stomp thing where it's like... You know, the sound of like sweeping or something. I thought if we found like a shovel,
like a. I was thinking the exact same thing. Okay.
And then I don't know, like a little 5-second guitar, or you know, whatever the minimum.
Something like that.